by elevating the performance of your top level leaders, dialing in how they work together, and then building a proactive culture of accountability across the footprint of your business, our system will activate the hidden potential in your organization, eliminating the stress and dysfunction that undermines your success and positioning you to be at the front of the pack. If you're committed to being a true leader in your industry, the Leadership Academy will help you get there. The results are guaranteed. One client of mine, a bank president I recently worked with, had such transformational results among his executive team that he told me he didn't know how any organization could be effective without the processes of the Leadership Academy. Our process improves business outcomes by guaranteeing results in 3 key areas: accountability, communication, and teamwork. Let me break it down for you. First off, accountability. Now, most companies suffer from a lack of accountability and follow-through. Great ideas are generated, but they never really get traction. Priorities are lost in the deluge of daily activities, and forward movement is minimal. Our process, through the Leadership Academy, creates clear lines of accountability by uncovering the elements that interfere with intense ownership so that your employees do what they say and say what they do in a measured way that moves them clearly toward the company vision. Next, our process guarantees more effective and improved communication. Bad communication is the norm in most organizations. It's the #1 issue that undermines the success of companies everywhere. What's that result in? Confusion, mistrust, and disengagement. These are all signs that communication is not effective. Our process eliminates misperception and replaces it with a deep and sustainable communication matrix that ensures effective relationships over the long haul. The Academy will establish powerful collaboration, deep trust, and improved outcomes in your business. That's our guarantee. And finally, teamwork. Unhealthy interpersonal relationships, defensiveness, lone operators, all of these obstruct the power that's available when people work together. Our 4-step team development process will create the highest levels of cooperation, collaboration, and cohesion that you have ever experienced on your team. But listen, don't take my word for it. Listen to the results we've had with other organizations. Heck, in 2006, when I just began developing this process, I coached executives through a regional bank in North Carolina through the recession. And during this time, we taught that bedrock conscious leadership principles that transformed how the bank operated, taking the bank through the recession from a mid-sized regional bank to become one of the nation's top 10, again, through the recession. The chief HR executive for the bank told me very clearly, it's no surprise that we're doing so well while the others are failing. We're investing ourselves through this conscious leadership process. It works. Or take Brian. Now, Brian served as an executive for an aerospace company. The main issue was that the executive team wasn't getting things done the way the founder needed, and no matter how much he pressed, priorities weren't getting addressed. Each member of the team was focused on their own priorities, and really they were operating like a bunch of solo operators. It was clear they were all steering in different directions, and it was wreaking havoc on the organization. Brian, he was at wit's end. But through the deep dive processes of the Leadership Academy, Brian discovered that the things causing him so much grief were really just symptoms of deeper issues that he couldn't see from his vantage point as an executive. And once these invisible root cause issues were uncovered and brought to light, the leadership team then worked together to eradicate these obstacles and align more clearly with the company vision. Brian was pleased, the founder was thrilled, and the team started getting things done, the right things, together. That's the secret of the Leadership Academy. The transformative processes of the Academy, they meet you exactly where you're at, and then apply a proven set of formulas step by step to move you forward on the pathway to greater success in your company. We've got a great track record helping some of the best companies in the country, and if this is something you're looking to do, we can help you. Through our processes, the leaders learn to communicate with a deeper level of transparency and openness, and to have each other's back in the way that they never knew was possible. So the results of the Academy, they're tried and true. this process works. It's not for everybody, but let me tell you, if you have a deep commitment to take your organization to the next level, to become a true industry leader, and you've heard enough, give us a call now, and we can help you get better results out of the gate. What's it costing you to stay in the state that you're in? What's the dysfunction in the communication currently costing you? What's the opportunity cost for not calling? Call now. If you want to know why the Leadership Academy works so well, it all starts with our proven systems. We've got proven team and leadership growth processes that have been perfected over decades. Our STAR team development process is based on years and years of research and practice of group dynamics, as well as executive team facilitation and in writing. Heck, I love this so much, I wrote a book about it, Mastering Team Performance. Now, through this process, teams learn best practices for methodically solving problems together using this fourfold approach that is at once strategic, tactical, analytic, and relational. Additionally, this process uncovers blind spots on your team and creates deep alignment and trust, and it uncovers the inertia that keeps teams plateaued. The process will advance your team's ability to get things done together in a way that is clearly aligned with the company goals and vision, considers all of the underlying factors that could impede results, assures follow-through, and gains complete buy-in. When it comes to solving complex problems, this system doesn't miss a trick. It was built over decades of work with executive leadership teams around the country. This is not a one-size-fits-all approach that you have to shoehorn to your team. No, instead, we meet you right where you are at. We take your team from where it is right here, right now, leaving no stone unturned, and move it very clearly and measurably towards your vision in a way that helps you get the results you need. This process, instead of being a one-size-fits-all approach, is flexible, meets you exactly where you are, and lays out a very clear step-by-step approach to help you improve your team performance and to unleash the hidden potential among your executives. Now, this, in conjunction with our 3-step conscious leadership system based on both neuroscience and the wisdom of the contemplative traditions, will help your executives learn how to manage their thinking and unleash their potential to become truly best in class. Our secret sauce is in getting leaders to first look at themselves, to understand how their mind works, to slay the ego, and open the door for leadership that is truly intentional, purposeful, and conscious, for leadership that is uncommonly good. The proof of the Leadership Academy's effectiveness is in the results. A tech company we worked with recently was having a high level of success already, but the hard thing is nobody in the staff felt that way. Instead, they all felt burned out, they felt depleted, team members regarded each other with suspicion, nobody trusted anyone. They played their cards close to the chest and looked out for themselves, not each other. Now, because of that, deadlines were missed, waste was high, and the environment felt toxic, even though the P&L looked good. All of the stuff that was going on undermined the client's trust and the employee satisfaction. The processes of the Leadership Academy help the team overcome hidden biases, to communicate more openly, and create a vacuum in the team that brought the team members together as a singular unit on a foundation of trust. They became a true team. With this cornerstone in place, the larger organization began to mirror the behavior of the leadership team. And guess what? Not only did the revenue actually increase, as did profits, but the culture shifted. People began to feel a deeper sense of pride. They had more energy. They were solving problems proactively. They were working together in a way that had never happened in the organization. And in doing so, they took their place at the front of the pack in their industry. One more example I just have to give of a team that has thrived through the Leadership Academy is a great client of mine, great friend. She's the president and owner of a quickly growing restaurant group that was in such demand it started to fray at the seams. Even though the business was thriving, leaders had their heads down, they were working as fast as they could, and that led to feelings of burnout and frustration and isolation and failure. And an us and them mentality started to happen. The operations conflicted with the home office, and everybody stopped being on the same team. They were at each other instead of with each other. Blame replaced accountability. The business was experiencing such a high level of stress that their indicators started to go down. Health scores went down, and when they go down, profitability goes down. And then when that happens, attrition becomes the norm. Our process works. Through it, this organization actually became the Goldman Sachs of their industry. Employees lined up to join the organization. They felt recognized, they felt heard, and their contribution was not only heard and listened to, but sought after. And now, they just showed me earlier in a text that they were recognized as one of the top 50 in the country. You gotta love that. That's what's possible through this process. Through the Leadership Academy, you will transform your team into a production powerhouse that leads cohesively and progressively and spurs innovation and commitment across the entire business. What's the cost of underperformance in your organization? How is miscommunication undermining your company's success? Is your company on a pathway to become best in class? Do the leaders of your executive team know what those milestones are? If you are committed to becoming truly the best company possible, to bringing people together, to really be an all-star executive team, one that brings the hearts and minds of staff across the organization where people want to be their best, one that unleashes the potential of everybody involved, don't wait any longer. Call us now, schedule a consult. It may be the best call you make this year. Join our long list of clients who are really glad they did.